Yes, but don't eat the camel burgers.
Anything else you can see?
I see a diamond.
Passing water.
Just down the corridor. Door mark shakes.
Oh, good.
Wait! The picture is changing again. I see a country house.
It's Diddly Dudley.
And I also see 1, 2, 3 pretty girls.
It's Hetty, Betty, and Letty.
Hello, Letty.
They can't hear you from here, stupid.
You know, I could swear I heard someone call my name. It sounded like Ridley. I get the strangest feeling that the boys are watching us.
Oh, I wonder if we'll ever see them again.
Well, I don't believe Beau's a common thief. I mean, he's only ever pinched one thing. And I couldn't ride my horse for a week.
Well, why do you suppose Ridley
And Headley.
went off after him?
Because blood's thicker than water.
And Ridley's thicker than everybody.
I wonder what they're doing now.
Hi, Faye. Jelly on a plate.
Come on, Ridley. Gloves on.
Good evening, gentlemen. You seem to be enjoying yourself. I don't think you've got anything like Fatima at Diddley Manor.
I say, how do you know about Diddley Manor?
So I know many things. For instance, the square root of 9 is 3. It's I before E, except after C, and Pomodoro is Italian for tomato.
What's all this got to do with us?
Allow me to introduce myself, sir. I am the Fat Man.
Didn't we see him in Casablanca?
Yes, and I also popped up in the Maltese Falcon. I think that we can do some business together, gentlemen.
What sort of business?
Dirty business.
Oh, good.
Oh, shut up.
That is not mince words, gentlemen. You have something that I want.
I find that hard to believe.
I am interested in passing water.
Down the corridor, second on the left.
I don't know what you're talking about, you know.
I'm talking about 17 words to the minute. Now, hand over the jewel, or you'll not get out of here alive.
You don't mean the camel burgers?
Don't jest with me, Beau. Give me the stone.
What's that?
Probably the finest luger in the world.
Oh, you've got a problem. Do you want a bag?
No, thanks. I think I can wait till I get home.
Hello. Many of you have written in asking, how do you join hot gossip? You buy them a drink at the bar. It's always worked for me. But if you mean in a terpsichorean context, then why not do as Tristan did? Ooh. After years of studying with the Royal Ballet, Sadler's Wells, and 6 months under the roly-polies, which really flattened his aspirations, Tristan took a part-time job as Arlene Phillips' dustman. And when she saw him spinning and binning and tipping and dumping, she said, I'd like to see him bumping and grinding. But old habits die hard. And if you look closely, you'll notice Tristan dropping bits all over the path.
Good morning, class. Now, today we're going to talk about the facts of life. Boys and girls.
naughty, disgusting pervery. I'm not as young as I used to be. And I never was. I have to be very careful, you know. The doctor says my heart's looking a bit dicky due to a mix-up in the transplant organs room. So I want this horrible soft porn-type so-called entertainment to stop immediately before I go up through the roof. I hate pornography. I haven't even got a pornograph. Damn you left-wing perverts! I've already complained to the chairman of the BBC, and if that doesn't work, I shall go over his head to Barry Took.
I quite agree. This sort of thing must stop.
Well, we have with us now the choreographer of that controversial dance routine, Miss Arlene Phillips.
Good evening.
Now, Miss
Press the flash.
Oh, thank you. Miss Phillips, what do you say to those who ask you how you can produce such overt erotic movements and barely disguised sexual imagery in the name of entertainment?
Well, it's a gift, I suppose.
Are the movements based on traditional classic ballet styles?
No.
On neo-popular street dancing idioms?
No.
Well, on what are they based?
Well, mainly my bouts of unbridled lust and passion.
And when did the last one of these occur?
Oh, just a moment or two ago on the other set.
No, I meant the unbridled lust.
Yes, so did I.
Yes. Does a dancer have to be very fit to work with you?
Oh, yes, rather. I should say so. Do you know, I lead the whole lot in a punishing 3-hour class on aerobatics before I even start auditioning.
But aerobatics is going up and down in the air.
I know.
Yes. Then how do you pick the contenders?
Oh, the girls have to be trained at a very reputable school with experience of all the latest dance methods. And another must. They must be absolutely sugar about health and fitness.
And the men?
Oh, they have to have huge parts.
Well, a few of our viewers would guess, Miss Phillips, that you are in fact over 40.
You can say that again as often as you like.
How do you manage to keep so trim and attractive?
Need you ask, big boy?
No. Finally, what about the future?
I can manage to fit you in at 6 o'clock.
Thank you very much.
How about the after 8 minutes?
Very well. It's after 8. Good evening. If I am returned to power at the next general election, my first job upon returning to number 10 Downing Street will be to appoint Mr. Geoffrey Archer as my deputy with total responsibility for everything. Thank you. This has been a party political broadcast on behalf of the Labour Party.
Could we have 2 minutes silence for that last joke? Thank you.
Well, it's the end of another show. You know what they say, all good things must come to an end. They also say, everything comes to he whom waits. It's always darkest before dawn. A fool and his money are soon parted. He who hesitates is thinking of joining the SDP. He who tickles an old trout will never want for pocket money. A stitch in time is a vasectomy. But above all, he who makes up silly proverbs is just filling in time at the end of a program. So until next week, never let your sporran dangle in the inkwell.
The Pub Landlord is back. Yes, it's Al Murray in a proper British sitcom with extra pork scratchings. Time, Gentlemen Please, next.
part in an ecumenical free-fall the other day. A rabbi, a priest and I decided to jump out of a plane. We formed ourselves into a circle and prayed. Well, you would, wouldn't you? And while we were waiting, we sat in the plane swapping theological jokes and ecclesiastical riddles. Like, what do you get if you cross the Bishop of Durham with a Granny Smith? A fruit and nut case. Other assorted clerical crackers passed our lips, and suddenly I was out of the plane. I hadn't intended to go, but my harness got caught in the rabbi's charm bracelet, and out we zoomed. And while we were hurtling down, Lionel, my rabbinical chum, told me the tale of Margaret Thatcher arriving in heaven and being asked to wait in an anteroom. And upon the walls of this room were 3 clocks bearing the emblems of the Labour Party, the Liberal Party, and the SDP, bless it. And apart from remarking on the fact that there was no Conservative clock, she noticed that the clocks were clicking backwards from time to time. A minute here, 5 minutes there, and sometimes a quarter of an hour. And she was so puzzled. St. Peter arrived to welcome her, and after genuflecting, asked her what she thought of heaven so far. And she said, "Now look here, I noticed that there are clocks upon the wall, and they're all going backwards from time to time. A minute here, 5 minutes there, sometimes a whole quarter of an hour. What is the reason for this?" And St. Peter said, "Ah, Mrs. Thatcher, that indicates problems on earth for the party concerned. 1 minute for a minor problem, 5 minutes for a more serious one, and a quarter of an hour for a complete cockle-up." "I see," said the Blessed Margaret. "But where is the Conservative clock?" "Ah," said St. Peter, "that's in the kitchen. We use it as an extractor fan." I'm so terribly sorry.